Which colour?
Brown.
Our race leader's coming up on some of the back markers.
White.
Very, very shortly.
Red. Blue. Orange. Purple. Yellow. Pink. Black.
You wouldn't think it possible with the qualifying times of these drivers how anyone could start closing up behind them, but there's nearly 5 minutes up. They're getting in the dying seconds of the race. The race leader, if you can just make him out up near the top of the straight. Andrew Bolton, the brown flag car, at the top of the straight, past the driver's stand. He's got a commanding lead over second place, the white flag car of Darren Campbell.
White, then we'll finish. Green, brown, white, we'll finish.
Oh, right.
Meanwhile, Reese Birtles from the red flag car is coming through for third. He's made a move through the field.
Yellow, pink, black,
Three to go.
orange, purple.
Thank you, drivers. That's it.
I don't know what a finish you want.
Right, well done.
Look where he got to. Just back up to fourth.
Provisional placings of that. First was the brown flag car of Andrew Bolton in brown. Second was the white flag of Darren Campbell. Third was the red flag of Reese Birtles. Well, the four-wheel drive modified A final. You can now start making your way to transponders. The four-wheel drive modified A. Pick up your transmitters and transponders. Well, looks like Chris Marshall, the red flag car, has done it again. He was doing it yesterday in two-wheel drive. And unfortunately, he's not getting it all his own way this time. Is right behind him, pressuring, is Shane Strawn in the white flag. He's not letting Chris get away. They've pulled out a little bit of a buffer over the green flag car, and that's Kevin Seckold as the race leader. First and second go onto the straight past the driver's stand. A couple of car lengths in this. Loses a little bit there, the white flag car of Shane Strawn. Lose Strachan. Right, okay, that one will be tolerated, no more though. But Chris Marshall's now doing it well. Shane Strachan's are only around about 15 car lengths behind. Around about 1.5 seconds further back. The green flag car of Kevin Seckold as they now go over the tapes. Fourth spot we've got Brendan Coleman. The black flag car of Craig Masick moving back into about 5th or 6th spot. But our race leader's still doing it well out in front. As Shane just tries to move on the outside, takes it, moves to the inside, gets a beautiful line through there. Looks like we've got a wheel down by Chris Marshall, who's going to take no further part in this. Unfortunately, with three wheels, you can't be competitive. So that just opens the door right open for the white flag car of Shane Strachan, who's now got around about 3/4 of the straight length lead. This now also moves the green flag car of Kevin Seckold into second spot. Third spot's anyone's go at this moment between the pink flag car of, the pink flag car of Brendan Coleman and the black of Craig Masick. They're fighting it out for third spot. As our race leader goes over the tapes for another time, he's around about just on a second ahead. Second spot is the green of Kevin Seckold, going well. Their race leader's up the top end, going onto the straight. If anything, is extending his lead slightly, and now the lead he's got is just a full straight length. Second and third and fourth, sorry, are still consistently doing about the same lap times. Black flag Craig Masick then just tried a little bit of an inside manoeuvre, but wasn't quite close enough. Tries it again. Drifts out a little bit too wide that time, loses a little bit of ground. He'll pick that up on the straight. The black flag's just got just a little bit more legs down the straight, but doesn't quite have enough. Get into it. We've got to move here from third, from fourth, trying to go through for third. Unfortunately, didn't quite do it. 1 minute left. That seems to be where the racing is, because our white flag leader, Shane Strachan, is way out in front now. He keeps extending that lead. Going past the driver's stand right now. That's second, third and fourth. The green is in second of Kevin Seckold. The pink in third, Brendan Coleman. The black and Craig Mazick, who unfortunately just had a little bit of a lose and should drop back a little bit. In fact, he's lost 2 places out of that lose. Marshall runs across there as quick as he can, does a good job to get it on the track as quick as he can. But unfortunately did drop down 2 places. That's a bit of unfortunate there. But second and third is still not making any ground on our race leader out there in front. Shane Strachan, and the white flag is now going over the tapes again. Again, he's still extending around about 6 or 8 feet per lap. That only boils down to probably around about 2 or 3 1/100ths of a second per lap, but it's enough just to keep that buffer going. Okay, finish your laps, please, drivers. Finish the laps. So we have a, have we? Yes, the green finishes and then the pink. Okay. Marshall's ready. Driver's ready. Now keep going, that's all right. That's a very funny buzzer there.
Still like that little tiny touch.
You might have to do that for me, love.
Okay.
The drivers from race 4, four-wheel drive modified B final. Race 4, four-wheel drive modified B final. Will be up next, so if you can make your way to the transmitters and transponders.
There's 4 bloody Scots in the race yesterday. Alright, no more, thank God. Yeah, 4. Okay, here we go.
We're trying to catch up with the action at the moment with the red flag car, which looks like Simon Blaney out in front as he goes past the driver's stand. Gets a little bit close on that one, gets a little bit of airborne with second of the pink flag car of Frank Lamana. I remember Frank Lamana's name being mentioned quite a lot in the last National, so he's trying his hardest. And the green flag of Keith Barton also there in third spot. With our race leader out in front, red flag car, Simon Blaney. Around about 8 or 10 car lengths at various intervals has got that lead over second spot. The pink flag car of Frank Lamana. Green right on his tail was Keith Barton. Frank nearly gets it, loses there, gets up on 2 wheels, saves a little bit of tyre wear, but gets it correct. The green flag tries a little inside manoeuvre and does it, pays off. Keith Barton just snuck through on the inside, closed the door right in front of Frank Lamana, and unfortunately dropped Frank back around about 2 or 3 spots at least. But he gets it organised again and gets it back underway, and he's dropped back to 4. But our race leader out in front, Simon Blaney, doing this all well, while the back markers to second right the way back are fighting out amongst themselves. It's giving Simon a clean run out in front with the green flag car of Keith Barton in second. So we've got the red flag only just marginally in front of the green. The red of Simon Blaney just a fraction ahead of Keith Barton. Keith tried a little bit of a manoeuvre on the inside. He's got a little bit more horsepower down the straight, but unfortunately he couldn't quite control that horsepower because he had to put it into a corner, and went from challenging for first to dropping back to about 3rd or 4th spot. But as you can see there, as they come into the end of the straight there, young Michael Sandelab has a little bit more nerve and a bit more courage and a bit more brakes, I think, than what his teammate has. But he does. It's paid off for him. He's forced his way through, and he's caused Simon to. I don't know whether Simon backed off a bit or not there, but what they've done with 1 minute to go, they've let Frank Lamana come through while they're tussling amongst themselves. So I've got Michael Sandelab, the brown flag car, is in front, with Simon Blaney, the red flag, in second, and Frank Lamana in pink in third. So Michael Sandelab was patient there for around about 4 or 5 laps, sitting back in second. His patience run out, he took the lead, and he's now going down the back straight. leaving their braking again right at the last minute and pulling out 2 or 3 car lengths on Simon Blaney. Staying around about 8 or 10 car lengths in front. Frank Lamana still staying around about the same distance back in third. Their race leader, Michael Sandler, top of the straight, coming down. If anything, he's pulled out a little bit more of a lead over Simon Blaney in the red. That looks like a PB, I think, that Michael's running. Quite a good performance for an old model car. They can still hold their own with all this state-of-the-art equipment as they've shown in the last year's National. The old PB will never die. They're a good, trusty, reliable old car. And it's in the good hands of Michael Sandler, who's doing a good job out in front now. Thank you, drivers. Well done. Pull it in, drivers. Oh, now that's really what's called angle parking. And the way we are going to finish is when we say thank you, drivers, wherever you are, just pull her over and take his car back to wherever your pit crew can pick the car up. Tightly this time. The green flag in second, trying everything he can to close that gap. That's Kevin Seckold. And the blue, Graham Detman, not far behind in third. Fourth place is still a little bit uncertain at this stage. But at this stage it is the white flag car, and that's Shane Strachan. But there's still a few challenges going on through there. But our race leader so far, Chris Marshall, right in front of the driver's stand now. Into the turn at the end. We've got to move now for third and fourth, trying everything he can. The white flag car, that's Shane Strachan to get underneath and does it. Gets himself a little bit crossed up, but it worked. It did come off, that passing manoeuvre. So that made the white flag car, Shane Strachan, now into third. With the second place car is Kevin Seckold in the green. And the blue flag car, Graham Detman, has snuck back up into third. But our race leader, Chris Marshall, we called his name a few times yesterday in the 2 World Drive final. He's trying his hardest to make it a daily double. With first now going towards the top section of the track. As he now goes onto the straight, so to second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. So there's only a straight length. The first 6 placings can fit onto the straight. With only around about a 28 or 30 metre straight. There's not a lot in it, but we just have one make a lose in the centre. Unfortunately, that was the white flag car who was running up high, Shane Strachan. Was one of the front runners. But our main front runner at this stage is the red flag car of Chris Marshall, with still the green flag of Kevin Seckold in second. As our race leader goes past the driver's stand. About to come up and put a lap on the multicoloured car, which I think from memory is David Crowther, the orange. Yeah, his aerial's dropped off to one side. I couldn't quite see his colour, but I know that car anywhere with the colour scheme. There's our race leader going over the tapes. If anything, the green flag car, Kevin Seckold, is closing up a little bit with the black flag car now coming into contention. Craig Mazick is in third and trying to put some pressure on the green flag of Kevin Seckold to try and take second spot. Not a great deal, if anything, separating the 3 of them as they go down the straight to top end speed. David Crowther seems to have got his act together a little bit and found that bit more horsepower to get going again, but I think he might have left his run a little bit too late, but he's trying everything he can. But there's the action at the moment, down past it, right in front of the driver's stand. The 3 of them are now the only cars on the straight. They've got almost a straight length lead over the rest of the field. The black flag tries everything he can to take Kevin Seckold to take over second. The black car of Craig Mazick trying everything he can, pulling out every trick in his bag of tricks. And in doing so, they seem to be closing the gap behind Chris Marshall out in front. That gap is decreasing ever so slightly. There's very little in it at this stage. A little bit of a coming together. It gives that Marshall a heart attack as he tries to move on the inside. Didn't quite make it. It's a straight drag down the straight as it comes past the driver's stand. Who's got the line for the corner? One goes out a little bit wide. Unfortunately, that did allow Craig Messick to go through with about 1 minute to go. We've got bodies and cars flying all over the place, and one of the casualties of that was the green flag car of Kevin Seckold. Looks like he's another retirement of this. He was doing so well as well. But our race leader, Chris Marshall, the pressure's off him. Or is it because Craig Mazick in the black flag car is trying everything he can. He was closing up with Kevin Seckold, but now he's got to close up on his own. We're under the last minute of the race, so there's with Chris Marshall out in front, Craig Mazick in second spot. They're both about to put a lap on the brown. That gap's getting closer all the time. They've just had a lose in front of it. Doesn't upset the two cars. There's about 5 or 6 car lengths between them. Craig's trying everything he can to make this a double. As we said, he won the 2-wheel drive. He's going for the 4-wheel drive. They're on the top end of the straight. They're going for it. Can Craig close in as they go past the driver's stand? They both do it fairly neatly through there. There's still only around 6 or 8 car lengths between them. They're keeping very nice, neat, even, tidy lines, not trying to make any mistakes. Craig's pushing it just a little bit harder. Still the same as they go past me in front of me here. If anything, he's closed up a little bit. There's only about 2 or 3 car lengths. That's it, drivers. Thank you. That was the race then. I'll tell you what, if any of you have got any fingernails left, I wish you luck. Marshall's ready. Driver's ready.
So full spot. No.
The next race will be the race 6, 4-wheel drive stock A final. 4-wheel drive stock A final shall be next. To make your way to the transponder area, please.
That's white.
Okay, we've got the white flag car, Remy Holzman, out in front. In second, we have Mark Wallen in blue. And the green flag car, Chris Olsen, in third. But already the white flag car of that Remy Holzman, I hope that's pronounced right, Remy, that's what it looks like here to me, is our race leader. It looks all nice and lonely up there as he's up there all by himself in the top section of the track. He comes down and gets it into the over the tapes. Around about to put a lap on one of the back markers already. And that'll be the brown flag car of Troy Burgess, who Troy will certainly move over and let the race leader come through as he does so. So the white flag car at the end of the straight there is our race leader. The car in front had a little bit of a bingle earlier on and lost a lot of ground, but he's holding his own. Blue flag in second spot. So we've still got white leading from blue. Third is up for grabs anyway with the green and red. And that's green, Chris Olsen, and the red of Robert White, trying to tussle each other for third spot. Red just tried a little bit of an inside manoeuvre there, but unfortunately it didn't work. It did that time. It just upset the green flag car of Chris Olsen, just enough to put him off the corner and get him out into the marbles. Okay, where are we? Ramy's still doing it comfortably out in front. Going over the tapes now. Second spot, probably around about 30 car lengths back, is the blue flag car. And that's Mark Wallen. Red in third is Robert White. Green and Chris Olsen in 4th spot. But Ramy's doing this all by himself out in front. Coming up again already on another on a back marker, and that's the black flag car of Wayne Barton. There's our race leader on top of the straight now, just coming onto the straight. Going past the driver's stand, into the corner. Black flag moves over, letting through. In 4th spot, putting on a challenge for 3rd. Over the red flag, trying as hard as he can, this Robert White, to hold out Franco. Franco tried the inside then, but unfortunately the door was closed on him. Goes out wide to get a quick line through there. That's where the action is. Top of the straight now. Franco tried him, got through him, and unfortunately used him for traction, and it worked. He kept putting the pressure on. It's a good drive by Franco, one of the Sydney boys. I was talking to him this morning. This is only the 2nd time he's actually driven the car, so it's not a bad effort for the drive he's doing in that car. But Ramy's just about to come and put a lap on Green, who'll move over and let him through, as he does. You don't have to move over quite that far, Green, but we do appreciate it. That's Chris Olsen. You don't have to get yourself out in the boonies. That's the white flag car, Ramy Holzman. Back gear drivers, a very, very good race then. Okay. Ready? Drivers ready? Okay, race 12, four-wheel drive modified A. Race 12, four-wheel drive modified A. Can you make your way to the transmitters and transponders? Okay, he's done it again. He's done a bit of a bolt at the start. This is Chris Marshall in the red flag. So Chris is out in front. He's consolidating that lead even more as one or two cars come together up the top, and it does virtually hold the rest of the field completely at bay as they all finally get through there. But we've got about 6 or 7 cars trying to go through the S-bends at the end of the straight all together, and unfortunately a couple of them get a little bit crossed up and lose some ground while all this is going on. And Chris Marshall going down past the driver's stand is our race leader with already into about the 2nd or 3rd lap. He's got a straight length lead over the mauve flag car of Brett Sainsbury, or affectionately known as Pugsley. And green is now, looks like he's into 2nd of Kevin Seckol. So there's our race leader starting the infield section. Brett Sainsbury now going through, starting as well, probably only around about 1.5 seconds behind. Kevin Seckol in the green is in 3rd. Yellow flag car is in 4th, not that far behind, is Chris Gabbett. Sorry, the yellow is Adam Davey. But look at the gap now as Chris Marshall goes past the driver's stand. That gap is closing. Chris Marshall is now, where did yellow find the horsepower? Straight down the straight, he must have made up 10 or 12 car lengths. That's Adam Davey coming up behind Brett Sainsbury in the mauve car. What's the difference down the straight? Will he sit back and try and make his move? He tried, but unfortunately didn't quite come off. But at the end of the straight, he just closes up so much ground, throws it sideways and perfectly under control all the way. So Adam Davey is the charger in this one, and in doing so, he's taking along Kevin Seckol with him in the green flag car. So poor old Brett Sainsbury in the green flag in 2nd spot is under all types of pressure. He'll try a manoeuvre at the end of the straight, and unfortunately runs out of room. Got hooked up a little bit on the infield. Kevin Seckol tried a manoeuvre to get past him while he was trying to get back on the track, but unfortunately didn't quite have enough room. Chris Marshall's out in front laughing his head off at this stage, because while they're tussling, he's leaving him alone. He doesn't want this pressure. He wants a nice, clean, smooth run out in front, but that gap is closing because these two fighting amongst themselves usually slow each other down, but they're pushing each other to the full. Unfortunately, Adam Davey got a little bit crossed up there and dropped from back a spot. This takes the pressure off Brett Sainsbury in second spot and puts it all back onto Kevin Seckold in green. He'll try an inside manoeuvre with Adam Davey, but unfortunately he wasn't quite there at that time. Lost a little bit of speed in the latter stages of this race, but he's trying everything he can. But Chris Marshall, our race leader, the red flag car on the top of the straight now, is just motoring along in cruise control. He's got no pressure, he's got no cars in front of him to worry about, but second spot, you pick it, there's no way in the world I can. Brett Sainsbury's still got it at this stage. We hope that he keeps it, but the others, there's 8 other drivers there that hope he doesn't. They're trying everything he can. Unfortunately, Adam Davey, the charger in the further, was making all the moves, got crossed up and lost a lot of ground at that stage. This consolidates Chris Marshall out in front in the red with Brett Sainsbury in second. Kevin Seckold is now coming through to try and catch up to Paul Sainsbury in the mauve flag car. So second and third spot going up to the top little section of the track now. That's second and third with not much time left in the race. With about 1 minute, that's all we've got to go. Second and third is where the action is at this stage. Right in front of us now, Paul Sainsbury in the purple, the mauve flag car. Kevin Seckold in the green. Only about 3 or 4 car legs at any one stage. They're both taking real neat, tidy inside lines, not making any mistakes. Chris Marshall, while this is going on, is pulling away. The pressure's off him a little bit, so he's still just doing a relaxed drive. Kevin Seckold tries a bit tighter line through there, tries an inside manoeuvre and does get him, yes, but Brett's got the inside line for the next corner and holds out Kevin. I'm sure Bugsy's going to lose about 3 or 4 kilos in sweat by the end of this race, but he's doing a brilliant job to hold out Kevin. Unfortunately, goes a little bit wide, but the door was closed right in front of Kevin and couldn't quite capitalise there, didn't quite have the horsepower, but Brett's doing everything he can in the mauve flag to hold out green. Up the top, the race leader's gone. He's now down the bottom section of the straight, but second and third, there they are, coming in front of us now. They've been like this for about 4 or 5 laps. This is where the action seems to be. There can only be seconds left in the race. Brett Sainsbury's holding on to second. Can he hold out Kevin Seckold in the green flag car as they go up around the top? This is the furthest they've been apart for about 4 or 5 laps. And that's it. Thank you, drivers. Now that deserves probably one of the biggest rounds of applause that we've had so far. A brilliant race. A very, very good race. Okay, Marshall's ready. Driver's ready. I don't believe it. They've actually made it through the first corner and they got caught on the second one. Anyway, they made it through the first corner quite okay. We're now going to call up race 3, which is the 4-wheel drive stock B final. 4-wheel drive stock B final. Transmitters and transponders. Thanks, drivers. Right, okay, so far we've got our race leader David Crow in the red flag car. Right behind him, green, is Michael Chart. And I think, well, look at that, that's Dallas Gardner in third. As they go down the straight, they've opened up a good little buffer already. Yes, that is Crowe and Dallas, and then Michael Chart in third as they go across, as they go through. A little bit of a kerfuffle back here at the bottom end. Our race leaders, first, second and third, now gone past the driver's stand. Our race leader, David Crow, doing it out in front. Not that far behind Dallas Gardner. And again, not that far behind is Michael Chart, as the three lead drivers are on the back straight, or on the main straight. Dallas is closing up a little bit through there. Not quite close enough to make a manoeuvre there. In fact, he does. Unfortunately, David does a little bit of a lose and drops back from first, back through to third. This allows Dallas Gardner to take into the lead. Gets a little bit loose through there, but gets it straightened out. The other two are in hot pursuit. David Crow and Michael Charden, both trying their hardest. They can pull back the two, a bit of a lead. The Dallas is